Hello everyone and welcome back to Bedrock in Minecraft. In today's episode we are actually going to be working on a couple projects, the first of which is going to be a super smelter. Or at least that's what I would be saying. It turns out, I didn't know if you're aware of this, with OBS there's this really neat button called Start Recording that you have to press in order for it to record anything. I mean, who knew? That apparently was news to me. So, yeah, the first part, our super smelter, already didn't get to record any of it, but we'll take a look at it and talk about something else at the same time. So here's the room that we'd cleared out that, obviously you can see we have a super smelter in it. Now I went with regular furnaces because they can smelt, anything I put in there basically. Doesn't matter if it's ore, if it's materials, if it's food, it will cook / smelt it all. Now this room is big enough, I could actually have 3 total, so I could build 2 more going across. And I think what we may end up doing, I've been gathering the materials to build a second one right here. This time though, with blast furnaces. So I think we'll do that, partly so I can at least show how I built this, but also, the main reason I had built this initially was to smelt up all that copper that we had upstairs. And yeah, let's take a look. As we can see, I smelted it all down and converted it into blocks. I had done quite a bit of caving off camera and while, not recording and stuff, and gotten a lot of copper ore, broke it down, smelted it, and this is what we got here. Not as much as I'd hoped, so I'm going to have to do some more caving. Part of the reason I wanted to collect so much copper is I wouldn't mind, I think maybe opening a store selling the copper would probably be a good idea. But I don't want to sell just copper. I think, I might try selling like the copper ore, the ingots, the blocks, and then, the different variations, but also some of the oxidized and the different, like the exposed, the cut, the different tiers of oxidation and stuff. It's kind of a pain to lay it all out and wait and get to it. So if somebody could just come and buy it, that might be a little more tempting than making their own David. And yes, that's what I refer to every field full of copper as, is a David. If you get the joke, you get the joke. There's not much more I can do about it. Now, there's some of you watching who may have some familiarity with these things, wondering why I've got these blocks all over the place. I did a bunch of testing before I built this, and while yes, you can just take a redstone block, put it over this block, or even you could take one of these, put a block over here, redstone block, power block, it will power both of these. In my testing, having a block above the track slowed the minecart down as it went past. Now, you may have different results. The type of system you have may be affected by that. I don't know. I just know when I tried it with the block above, it slowed it down and didn't distribute it evenly. Like the ones like around here, like it'd be say, instead of doing, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 through all of them, it'd be like 2, 2, 2, 4, 3, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then continue on. So it wasn't, it seemed to slow down right around this for some reason. So by spreading them out the way I have here, where they're off to the side, it does not affect the distribution at all. It gets even across all of them for both the top and the bottom here, the fuel here and for the items. Now for fuel, there's quite a few different things you can use. Coal, if you have more than enough. Lava, we do have our little lava farm up there that I might make a bigger one to be able to get more lava, but I'm still not 100% sure. Or the other thing that I currently have in here, due to the fact that we have farms that spawn and just lots of stuff around to be able to get the materials, is scaffolding. Now, scaffolding is actually an interesting fuel source. One piece of scaffolding will smelt 6 items. And I tested this in a creative world because I was curious how many it would, and yeah, it smelted 6 items. So a stack, well, if we'll say 60, not even a full stack, say 60 will smelt, if I'm doing the math right, which is anybody's guess, 360 items. So really not a bad return. It's a very efficient fuel source, and it's not the worst to put together if you have the materials. Bamboo and string, obviously. It's 6 bamboo pieces and 1 string to make 6 pieces of scaffolding. So yeah, you can get quite a bit. A single shulker box of bamboo, like if this was all bamboo, would get you the equivalent in scaffolding as long as you had, let's see here, like a row of string. It's a little less, I think. So as long as you got like the farms for it, like something to get string, either your iron farm, if it, you get the cats, or if you have spider spawners and you make a spider farm and you get string from that. So it's not horrible. You can certainly use lava. Lava is a good idea as well if you have plenty. I started actually doing that, but then I just tried a few different things to see, and yeah, I like scaffolding currently. Slabs also work. One slab will smelt one item, so you can use that if you have a lot of wood available, or if you have the ability to get a lot of wood. Blaze rods, there's so many fuel sources. Charcoal, there's machines that you can make that turn wood into charcoal, and they're kind of self-serving in that they produce the fuel for the machine itself, other than like the first piece, I think. So they will always make more charcoal than they use. So you end up with the excess. And I mean, I've had them on personal worlds in the past, and no, they worked just fine. Did I mess that up again? I mean, it all works, so I'm not like super concerned. Yeah, one off, it works. I'm good. Not gonna mess with it. I know it works. And I should have all the materials I need in here to build the super smelter. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I'll start with 2 chests because I want to figure out where this is going. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the chest. So that'd be 1, because we're going to use the same block for the next farm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then boop. Well, I don't know if it's going in that exact spot. You can line it up a little better here. And boop, boop. Okay. Let me then... oh yeah, that wasn't full. That's okay. So just put 1 back and chest. And we're just going to copy this, except instead of furnaces, we're going to use blast furnaces. So I'll kind of be using this as reference at the same time. So that, we got 2. There's many ways to set these up. This is just the way I did it, that I like how the setup works. It works for me. It's 32 furnaces, so I know exactly what it's smelting at times. Now, one thing on this design that I did is in these corners... you got furnace, and then a corner, and then 4 furnaces. There's no furnace in that corner. It's just a solid block. You're welcome to put a furnace there. It will work with a furnace. You just got to change some of the solid blocks to hoppers. But yeah, no, I just did this way so it would have 32 furnaces specifically. That's literally the only reason. And then boop, boop on both sides, because they'll both feed into here. And then like this. Perfect. And I believe I ended up covering those. Well, we'll get to that afterwards here. So then, let me double check what I did here. I believe I went that. Yep, okay. So now what we're going to do is go move these, obviously, because we're going to be putting hoppers where this line is. That one can stay. So we need 14 hoppers. 14, okay. And then 1, 1, 2, and we'll stop right there for now. And then we'll do the same here, 14. That's 14, and then 1, 1, 2. So yeah, this hopper is just going to have solid blocks above it. You can put a furnace there. With the way this is set up, it will still work. I just want it to go specifically with 32. That's the only reason. Okay, so move these, and then I'll grab my solid block. Any solid block will do. I just went with smooth stone. Block over those. Block. And let me move forward. Block. Yeah, it'd be furnaces in these open spaces. Block and block. Let me take my shield off while I'm in here so I can see better. I usually have it on me as, habit, just because I always keep it on type thing. We are going to need 1 slab. So we'll just make some to have on us now. Grab our blast furnaces and we'll put those in. If I can get inside here. Just like that. So now we are going to want our hoppers again. And I think we'll start over here. We'll make our way around and place hoppers in pointing into these, just like this, the whole way around. No hopper above these unless you put a furnace there. What we will need, and I'll just grab quick, is just a couple more solid blocks, because that'll be just in place, just for the tracks to go over. Okay, so just like that. Let me look at what I did here. Now we could come and put the hoppers in around the outside too, I suppose. Not gonna hurt anything. All right, so then we'll start on this side. And I know I took the scenic route. Work all the way around and put these hoppers in, facing into the back of the furnace, because this is gonna be where the fuel comes in. And again, solid block, solid block, solid block. Grab the rest of our hoppers that I left upstairs. How many did I? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, give me a sec. I'll run up, grab, and be right back. Hey everybody, Future Phoenix here with a quick note. Like if you enjoyed to see, subscribe if you want to see more. I appreciate it. And back to the action. All right, left them in my goodies chest after I made them upstairs. I really don't know why. I just set them in there for some reason, and I can't remember what that reason is. So that's the hoppers all the way around. Now what we're gonna do is go 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna go up 1. Take this block. Actually, we're gonna take these 2 blocks out. So this is where we need that slab. Kind of getting ahead of myself. We're gonna put slab here. So block, block, slab, block, diagonal. And the reason we have the slab here, I can show you right here, is so we can access the minecart with chest behind it. If this was a solid block, we'd have to walk around, but right here, we can get to it just as easily. Don't even have to worry about it. Okay, so then we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, up 1, and get rid of this. Nope, I am correct. We're just not gonna do it there. We're gonna do it right here. I was 1 block over too far. So 1, 2, 3, boop, there we go. 1, 2, 3, up 1. That way, see, we can get to the chest right there, easy enough. And part of the reason why we're building these kind of where they are is, as you can see, this block here will also be powering the powered rail we put there. So this saves us doing a little bit of work. It's kind of how I built the width and length of this room, was specifically to do that. All right, so then we're going to want some... Actually, we'll get the rails first. I should hopefully have enough power. I may have to make some more super quick. Okay. So we're going to go... And specifically, the reason for the regular is to go around the corner here. Powered rails won't do that. But in this spot, we're going to put a powered on these 2 spots here. And I'll grab that rail out of there in a moment. And then we just have to add the solid blocks to that side that I completely forgot about. But we're going to do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3... up 1, over 1, and 1, 2, 3. I'll just go like that. Now we do not need to see the cart on this side. Because what we're going to do with these, we're going to put levers there, and these will be turned on constantly. These will just remain on because these are the return side. So yeah, the minecart will come down, hit this, bounce back. It won't matter that that's turned on because unless we activate this one, the minecart's not going anywhere. So it remaining turned on doesn't affect anything whatsoever. I do need to get some more powered rails though, so give me a quick sec to grab those. Clean up my chest here a smidge. Give me a second to go grab those, and then we'll come back and finish the track laying. I do super quick though. Want to grab these out. There we go. Okay. Now I will go and make those quick. All right, back with the rails, and this should be exactly enough if I counted correctly, which there's no guarantee. So 1, 2, yep. And that's another detail. The direction that I'm building these in is very on purpose because as you saw, those 2 connected until I put another track down. We are building this. You basically, I think that you want to go east to west with tracks and avoid north and south. Otherwise, yeah, just funky things happen. I could have that backwards. You want to build specifically, in a direction because of that. I just don't recall off the top of my head. People much better with this than me could tell you. But yeah, I believe it's east to west is the direction you want to build to avoid those issues. Because tracks are weird, and this is Minecraft, and more than that, this is Bedrock, and we all know how Bedrock is. We enjoy it, but we're still going to shake our heads at it, because, Bedrock. Alright, so yep, so those are all set to go. That's all the tracks. Go ahead, throw these back in here. Next, we need to grab some solid blocks and our levers, because we need to figure out where this is first. Power these somehow. So let's make sure we're matching. Boop, boop. Let me see where the next one is, right here. So just kind of look at that very side, and very side, very side, very side, and that should be it. Now we just need to put the levers on them, and you can put them in whatever orientation you want as long as they're on there and they're powering it. Did I mess those up? It's entirely possible. Yes, somehow I did. Whew. Okay, let me fix that quick. That wasn't even close, jeez. Okay, let me just walk up here then. Do this way. Ah, that's right. I put it in line with the wrong one. Not a big deal. Easy fix. And there we go. That should be that. And then I just need to, of course, go like this. And we'll put it on the side. And then super quick before I put anything else, I just want to make sure that's working. And yes, you're working. Nothing in there. That's good. Okay, so that should, in theory, be everything. So next, what we're going to do, put stuff away, grab 2 of these and 2 minecarts we just so happen to have. Make a couple minecart chests, and we will test it out. Not putting anything in it, of course, because we're not that crazy yet. You need 2 more levers for there and there. Those might make this thing, a little more helpful if it actually works. So first, we'll test that one. Make sure it goes all the way around. Okay, see, this is important. This is why we test. We forgot those 2 blocks in the back. Okay, 1, 2, and we just so happen to have 2 more levers. This is why you test before you say it's done. Always test. Okay, that's good. And aha, see, we forgot these ones over here. So give me a sec, we'll get those in. Now you might be asking yourself, PDF, why don't you just edit out whatever bloopers and then it looks like you did everything perfect? Because I don't do everything perfect. Not by a long shot. So what good would it do for me to be showing you how to do this and make it look like, oh yeah, this is just done perfectly, when I know for a fact I am not perfect by any stretch and I make mistakes constantly. So part of the reason I leave them in is to show you that, yeah, I am not an expert by any stretch. I make mistakes all the time. It's gonna happen and it is perfectly okay. Now we'll test the top one. Boink. All right, that worked just fine the first time. Yeah, there's no symmetry sort of between where these levers are, although I think I will switch these ones to on top just to kind of match. Personal preference, you could put them underneath. Where on the block does not matter in any way, shape, or form. Although if you want to stack them, side by side, I would advise not putting it on this side. So yeah, as you can see, they are independent of each other, but they do share this one powered block. Just kind of save space a little bit. And yeah, I'll do that just so that way everything lines up a little better. And here we go. We have ourselves a blast furnace super smelter. Super smelter, kind of in, the loosest of terms. There are so many different ways and designs to make these. Is this the best design? No, not at all. Is this the most efficient design? No. Again, nope, not at all. This is just my design. That's literally it. Really, any way you have a bunch of furnaces laid out, connected like this, to where you have some way to automatically get them fuel and whatever it is you're trying to smelt, for all intents and purposes, is a super smelter. As long as you are happy with the result, that's really all that matters, and that's Minecraft in general. As long as you're happy with how things came out, you are good to go. So that means that I do have to do another caving trip at some point here to get more copper to smelt down, and I'll need to gather more materials for fuel, and throw the second fuel chest. See, it's little details like that are just, that thing is functional. I don't need to do anything else to it. But those small micro details, if you will, are just kind of what add the little touches and just quality of life stuff. Not important to the functionality or the build per se, just to make my life easier, because I like things easy. Let me throw the old... Well, let me see if there's anything else I gotta take out of the redstone box. I'll leave some solid blocks in there. Good to have. Some sticks, good to have again. Throw you back in my chest. Clean up my inventory, because I have 1 or 2 little things in here. Down the ladder. And a bazillionth crafting table. Although I will probably bring that back down there. It's good to have crafting table. Good to have them all around. So yeah, as you can see, so we do have our little lava farm. And I might make another room somewhere and put a bigger one and then end up using that as fuel. I haven't quite decided yet. In terms of what, the amount of items you get smelted per the thing, that is the most efficient. You get the most items smelted per 1 bucket of lava, and you get the bucket back, so that helps. There's just no way really to easily automate the whole process. You can make lava farms where you're like in a boat or a Minecraft or in a minecart or something where you're going along next to or under, and you're clicking with an inventory full of buckets, and as it fills up, you're dropping the buckets into, hoppers, and there's ways to do it. It's just a lot more work than I really want to put into it. It'd be great if they could give that the functionality that dispensers have with water, where it could like dispense it and then take it back in type thing, so that way you could automatically have like a bunch of dispensers reading off a comparator, and when that was full, just like zoop, pull it out. That would be fantastic. And there you have it, our super smelter. But I think that's going to about do it for this episode. I had wanted to get into building our second shop So I think we'll have to save that for the next one. And believe me, I already have the design picked out, worked on it in my creative. And again, I'll give you a little hint. It's going to be from the same game as our last shop. Just kind of my own little take on it. We made a partnership with another server mate for some interesting items, and I think we'll actually be selling a little bit more even than I initially thought. I have a couple ideas I will kind of talk to them about. Be sure to check out the rest of the series so you can kind of see how we've gotten to where we are. But for now, my name is Phoenix, and this Phoenix has got to fly. I'll catch you next time.